Welcome along to qualifying from the top Contenders GP event. Max Verstappen, Leclerc and Norris all receiving a boost, which means we've got to compete with some very strong, very difficult AI as well. Some very difficult tracks to come in this qualifying session. If you've watched me enough times by now, you will know Abu Dhabi poses a massive risk to our racing. So, let's get straight into qualifying. What have we got coming up in this Champions round of racing? We have got Brazil, Bahrain, Abu Dhabi, that painful Abu Dhabi, and we've got Shanghai as well. But can we go and smash it out of the blocks? Race number 1 is coming all the way from Sao Paulo and Brazil. Let's get to it. So first matchup is definitely in our favour in this event. We are facing 1495 with the 10% of Verstappen and I think it's Norris we selected. We're going to find ourselves hopefully around the top 10 and hopefully some easy races as well. Let's see. Look at that big qualifying advantage. P12, P13 then. Norris and Verstappen. So I'm going to make sure we get a good start. I am going to use that Rooster Booster. I am going to go for softs and mediums, and let's go. Come on then, let's get a good start. Let's try and demolish this race. As we get racing, here we go. It's a bit slow to start with, but we're away eventually. Verstappen and Norris, both early doors, now starting to come through the pack. Norris is in P7, make that P6, and Verstappen is only in P8. So some work to do early on, but we've still made some good ground as we actually go backwards there with Norris, but Mr. Verstappen does manage to come through, and he is in P4. So P4 for Max Verstappen, as well as Norris, currently in P7. We're going to keep pushing, see if we can just get past some positions here. P3, you can see P2, P1, just all of a sudden, really just quite slow. As we're up into P2, let's see if we can just claim P1. And we can. So Verstappen into P1. And no, I mean, ideally, we've got a little bit of a difficult group, but we only need to score 188. That should be sufficient to get through. But I might just run double softs and see what that's like as a strategy here. As Norris is going to do the one stop nice and easy. Might try and put a little bit of a lap together if we can. But what we got in P2, I mean, already a second. Don't want to risk too much here. But we are going to be very, very quick. As we come round with Max, Super Max. And Norris is pretty chilled as well. He's going to come back for softs later on. He's going to be fine. I don't think we push it with Verstappen. I think we push now. But we're going to come in for mediums. As Norris goes through. We'll conserve down again. And then we'll just get him through. He's not that far away. I mean, look how quick. Let's go softs, actually. I want to see if we can put some decent lap times in with Mr. Verstappen. Should be able to. Risk it for a fastest lap biscuit is what we're calling it. Norris will continue. 100% power unit. As this game is lagging on the game as well. But we're going to get away with it by the look of it. As now into P1 goes Verstappen. So already back into P1. Net P1. Which is good to see. We're going to now put a lap together. And see what sort of lap time we can do. As we go round and up the hill. We'll push. And now one lap push to see what sort of lap time we got in us. Let's see. Shouldn't get caught by anybody. Shouldn't catch any traffic. It's time to release. Come on. See what we got. But Verstappen will put his lap together. There you go. Job done for him. Norris is already in P2. I mean, he can put a lap together as well if he wishes. Which will start now. Verstappen is going to come into a lot of traffic, so I am just going to pit now and get him out of the way of that traffic. And he's going to be slotting straight back into what probably will be P2. As up the hill we go. Norris is going to get a clear lap as well by the looks of it. As Verstappen is in. Norris comes across the line. Got to watch his force-offs. Because 50% as he goes through. But time to cut them down. I mean, we can't really go for another lap anyway with Max. We're going to get stuck in traffic. We'll just conserve on both. We've got a big gap to P3 in this race 1. Now, we've said many times, power unit circuits seem to be the one that Hutch haven't got on top of yet. So we might as well push with Verstappen, see what it's worth. We are going to get stuck in traffic, but we've got a full power unit to burn as we come past Yuki Tsunoda. And Norris should be able to cruise into that traffic that we were on about. That's why you don't want to set a lap time anyway at this point. But it's going to be a great start to a racing by the look of it. Norris, Verstappen, up the hill. Verstappen takes it. P1. Let's go. And Norris coming home in P2. Oh, yes. I mean, I didn't mean the screenshot, but we'll take it. It's P1, P2 for the boys in the light blue. 47 points to kick off this GP, starting with Brazil. Let's go. I mean, I feel great, but we all know once we get to that circuit of Abu Dhabi, it's going to come swimmingly down quickly. 47 points. Let's check out what the rival was running as well so you can see. And you can see it was Verstappen, Norris. You've got the drivers there, level 4. And you've got a car, which was pretty balanced as well. So here we go then, off to race number 2. And we are at Bahrain then for race 2. It is the same track stats as before in Brazil. It is overtaking drivers and a power unit setup. So no surprises to see a unchanged setup in this race. Now it is wet in Bahrain. Doesn't happen very often it seems. But we are P11 and P13 for this one. So we're going to go for the Rooster Booster Classic. And we're going to stick that on ready to go. It should be another 47. Why do I keep pressing that button by accident? Stop doing it, Azza. Come on. So, race 2. Let's go and get the job done here and smash it if we can. 11th and 13th, we start the grid. We'll do our little trick that we used to do as well. We're not going to push briefly. We're going to let go. And we are up to P10, P11 still. Not the best starts. And then we're going to push and see what happens. So, up to P12, P13. In absolutely spray that I can't see my cars in. That is some big spray. I mean, looks like they've worked on the spray in the wet. We'll screenshot like that. There's big spray coming out the back of that car. So, up to P5 then. We are. Norris is in P8. And that is going to get a little bit better. But they've definitely worked on the spray in the latest update. Because I haven't seen spray this much for a while unless my eyes deceive me from before. I wonder if that does reduce in mixed races in duels as well as it gets drier. That would be interesting to note. But at the moment, we are in P6 and P2. We've got a lot of work to do to catch who is out front. And that is Max Verstappen in P1. But we are right behind him. And we're just going to take our time here. There's no rush. We should be absolutely fine as a safety car is triggered. And there is a crash on the circuit at the first corner. And that crash is down to a Lewis Hamilton retirement. You can't see it on the screen, but it is Sir Lewis Hamilton who has retired from this race. So safety car is out. We are going to pit early. We should see probably a good 95% of the field stay out here. So this should actually work in our favour. We would have caught P1 after we got some power unit because we're a good 2 seconds, 3 seconds a lap quicker than the AI. Just needed to get through. So Lewis Hamilton out the way. Safety car is triggered. We're going to come back out with Verstappen in P4. And where are we going to come out? Looks like P9 for Norris. But we do not have to pit. We don't have to pit now. But I feel like they've definitely been working on the spray. That is for sure. Because, yeah, let me know down below in the comments if you're watching this far as well. What do you reckon to this? I mean, that's a breakdown. That's not... I think Sergio Perez has actually broke down here. Or has he? That definitely is a breakdown, surely. Let's have a look at here. Yeah, so that spray there. I mean, at the worst possible timing, you have got smoke coming out the back of that Sergio Perez. It did look like that was part of spray at one point, but I still believe the spray is insane now. But as we go down and we start to then ramp up behind the safety car hasn't packed them up too much together. As we now get set and racing. As we are away, everybody is going to go a lap longer here. And let's just have a look at that spray. It feels like they definitely have. I want to try and get a good screenshot of it. Sorry for the flashes. But definitely the spray looks like an improvement, I would say. Now, Norris is in P6. He struggled a little bit. It's not an overtaking stats on Norris as high as some of the other cars. But he is into P5. And he should be able to get this job done, to be honest. See him just struggling to get through. And now he'll take P2. So P1 and P2 for us. That's good. You can see the gap that we've got. Quite a big gap. And we are just going to set up for a final lap push for the fun. See what sort of lap time we get. How much quicker are we over the AI? And Verstappen can push now. And so can Norris. So here we go then. We're about to approach the final lap of Bahrain. It is about to get a lot more difficult. We are about to approach Abu Dhabi for race number 3. But in race 2, it's looking good. And now we are on a fast lap attempt in the wet here at Bahrain. Final lap. We have got this, what looked to be a little bit tricky to start with, but it's comfortable in the end. We can see how much we've pulled the gap. But the good thing is, because we can attack and we can push, the AI cars don't seem to be able to use boost like power unit, or show it at least. But Verstappen's going to come home in P1. It's going to be a win for Max Verstappen. And as last year held, he homes in on a great score, with Lando Norris left behind chasing the spray in the distance. But it's job done from race number 2. It's 47 points. No sponsor tasks this week to add points on. It's on to coins. So it makes it a nice and easy 47. And let's show you how much quicker we were over the AI in that race. There you go, look. 3.5 seconds a lap quicker when we're pushing over Max Verstappen, who had the 5th best lap time and came 3rd. Drivers, level 4, level 5. Little bit of a harsh matchup in reality, and a full balanced setup for the rival. Here we go then, Abu Dhabi. This is where our good scoring could really fall apart. This is the track that in previous GPs, we do not qualify for the final round because we can't score high enough here. But maybe with a 10%, can we beat our nemesis, Abu Dhabi? Where do we qualify? It is going to be 10 and 11. Okay, 10 and 11. So, soft and soft. We are going to go on to a bit of, if I can find it, frost. We want a race start, I want tyres. So, can we beat our nemesis? Come on. Come on. Pray for me. Pray for me when you're watching. Can we go better than ever? It is perfect starts. And it's a great start from Lando Norris. He is up to 7th place. Verstappen is following through as well. And what a start we are under here, because Lando Norris has got into P2. Max Verstappen is in P5. And on lap 1, we are all over the cars ahead. Norris 2nd, Verstappen 5th. We're going to make sure Verstappen homes in on a bit of power unit left, whilst we give Lando Norris the push, 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 and see if he can hit P1. There we can. P1, job done so far for Lando Norris, as Verstappen is now up to P4. Great moves. What do we got? We've still got the Ferrari ahead of the Red Bull, which is good. Can we conquer? Can we conquer Abu Dhabi, which seems like for the first time? 2 medium runners are ahead of us. I am going to just conserve down here because I feel like we've got a bit more pace than these medium runners. And I want to gain some power unit or hold them up a little bit as we come round. So, again, just trying to be tactical here. You can see the gaps that we've got. You can see the power unit difference on the mediums. Verstappen is doing well. And then we're going to push Norris shortly. Make sure we do not double stack. So we're going to conserve. Conserve. Now I'm going to push Norris through this section. Look at Verstappen's power unit closing in. Norris is going to come in on mediums. Just to make sure that we do not double stack. And we won't. 2.1. Just made it round without. Now we need Norris in a little bit of clean air. And I think he's going to get that. He's going to come out in P3. And now we're going to push as much as we can. Verstappen doesn't get held up by the Red Bull. So we've got to just push now. Can we get the overcut, or the undercut, sorry, on Verstappen? Done nicely on the leaders. Where are we? Just getting held up by Lewis Hamilton, though. Now we're into 6th. The leaders are into the pits. They're coming out as well. Verstappen ahead of Leclerc. Where is Max Verstappen of our own? They're coming out of the pits. We're just going to get ahead. But, oh, they're on medium and hards. They haven't gone to softs. That could be game over for the AI. And it could be a 47-point Abu Dhabi swing. Come on, we've still got to get... Oh, that's a bad turn from Verstappen. What is that all about? Got to try and claim some power unit back. But Verstappen, AI, is super quick. We're getting held up by Norris on the hards. We are just going to try and claim some power unit back at stages. We're on lap 6. Edge of your seat stuff. Can we hold on to what could be a relief 47 as we go down the straight again? Just going to claim some power unit all the time. As Max Verstappen comes through into P2. That is not good. Maybe we should have bolted before. We're going to try and get him at turns, well, the final turn and turn 1 here. Can we get this back? Yes, we can. Into P2. Drama on the last lap of the race. We've got to go power management, power unit swing here as we go into the hairpin and accelerate down the straight. Can we 47 this race, or is Max Verstappen going to absolutely rob us? There's a brilliant move through there. Didn't drop any pace. We gained on AI Verstappen. We're gaining all the time. We might survive, and it might be a first for everything, because Lando Norris is going to take P1. It's going to be Max Verstappen home in P2. And we finally mastered our nemesis. So many live streams of 33, 38, 35. Today, we make a change. Now, it does help having Max Verstappen and Norris 10% boosted. Don't get me wrong. But, obviously, the AI is quick as well. 47 points. That is such a good feeling to go ahead and kill that GP race. 47 points. Let's go. What do we get against the rival? Look at that. Perez, 4 tenths only slower than us. Level 6 is for the rival. And a 289, they had more speed than us, but we had a lot more qualifying with an additional 15. It's 1 race to go. For the final time, qualifying on the main account, we head off to China and Shanghai. Now we are 141 out of 141 so far after getting through Abu Dhabi without any point drop. But now we head off to China to try and finish the job. Norris 11th, Verstappen 13th. And we're going to go on to our unstoppable boost for overtaking and speed. And can we finish the job. Come on then, let's see what we got. Can we go 188 in this 10% on big driver boosts? Here we go, we're off and racing. Would like a decent start, please, to make this race as boring as possible, because we want to just absolutely fly through it. It's not going to be so boring, because we're only, well, I say only, it's a good start, up to 6th and 7th, and make that 4th and 6th. So we got away well. Who have we got out front? Norris, Albon, Leclerc on mediums. So we should be able to get past these pretty quick. As there we go into P3. And now we'll conserve down the straight. So all about conserving the power unit. Try and gain some pace back for future. And there you go. Into P2. Into P1. What a move by Max Verstappen. Now Norris sitting there currently. And he goes round the outside. But can't get the job done. And then loses out to Max Verstappen on the softs. Not quite sure how Max Verstappen has got that position. But we've got it back off him anyway. And can we move past Albon? We can. But Max Verstappen is following with us. Max Verstappen very, very quick as Albon tries to come back at him. I didn't conserve with Verstappen, but it's okay. And now it's about trying to get some power unit. And Max Verstappen all over the back of us. On the softs. We're trying to gain power unit all the time. We're going to push now as Max Verstappen goes round the outside. We're going to push. We need to get away from him. We need to try and gain some ground. Up to P3 we go. Into the middle section we go for the S's. We've got Leclerc ahead of us who is on medium tyres. We've bolted with Verstappen. We're going to try and get in and out quickly. Norris the same. We do close up on Leclerc. We've got a couple of second gap to Mr. Oh, Leclerc pits. Leclerc pits. He's on softs, Leclerc. Didn't realise. I thought he was on mediums. As Verstappen comes out in P1. We're going to hold them up. Oh, look at Leclerc. We've jumped him. Jumped Charles Leclerc in pits. And now we're going to push. See if we can just get past these slower cars. And already Verstappen couldn't hold them up. Has lost out to P3. Try and gain some power unit through here if we can. We are quicker than the rival. As we go down the straight with Verstappen. It's not going to be easy, I don't think, to grab this P2. They are just coming into the pits now, some of the cars. There's a car that's gone round, which is hard tyre Perez. So, maybe it is going to be a little bit easier to grab P2 because we are clear. We've got Verstappen behind us on hards and we're only 2 seconds behind the AI Sergio Perez. So, we should be able to catch him even without pushing, to be honest. You can see that gap coming down all the time. So, we should be good here. Let's try and ride on board with Norris, shall we? As close as we can. As we go down the straight. Where is that Red Bull? There he is. Perez should peel off to the pits, and he does. And we're coming through in to P1 and P2 now. So, where are we? There is the hard tyres, just at the top. There's lag again on the game. Will it sort itself out? I think it will. There is the Red Bull, just at the back of your picture. We have got a gap of 5 seconds from P2 to P3 with 1 lap to go. Where is he? Let's have a look. There he is, coming around the top of the track. And now Norris and Verstappen can surely go on victory lap. The final lap for victory in qualifying of a max score. For the first time in what feels probably, I don't want to say this season because it was easier before, but in the new conditions of F1 Clash, with the strength AI, it could be that we're going to come and do our first 188 post AI changes. As Verstappen comes down, and I feel like a lot of people are going to be taking 47s across the boards, especially in the top group of EU. But Verstappen's done it. He's P1. Norris is P2. We've done it. We've survived. Even Even an Abu Dhabi appearance couldn't ruin our qualifying today. It is 188 points from our qualifying round. Norris and Verstappen coming home to take victory in China, victory in Abu Dhabi, victory in Bahrain, and as you've seen at the start of the video, victory in Brazil as well. So matchups were in our favour too. You can see even at this circuit we are 2.2 seconds quicker than Lewis Hamilton. Level 6, level 5 for the rival, and a strong speed setup as well. You can see we went full speed at this circuit. And let's take a look how that has done for our qualifying round. Hit the champion. There we go. We are in to P1 of this qualifying round. P1 at present, 188 points scored. It looks like it is going to be a very difficult group. And why do I say that? That is the group. Literally, the group is the end there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got 6, 7, 8 and 9 players in this group of qualifying. But we are currently P1. Hopefully with a decent lap time. That's why we put a fast lap in with Verstappen at Brazil. That should see us through to the opening round. But we say should. You never know. After last week's mess of GP, we have to sit here and hope that on Saturday morning we can load our game and we can see that we have made it properly through to the opening round. Nothing is set until it's there, but let's hope the weekend's racing will have some stuff to show, because hopefully Hutch have sorted their issues and we can go and smash it.